What's good? What's good? What's up, y'all? Listen, welcome to the Shooters Podcast, where we talk about photography, videography, and business, right? So I got all of my successful business owner friends going to talk to you guys about business, how they got started in entrepreneurship. If you're a photographer, videographer, how to get to the next level, because that's actually what helped me get to the next level by hanging around different business owners and people like this. All right, man. So today, man, we got my brother, man, Kenn Collier. How you feeling, bro?
What's going on, bro? I'm good. I'm good.
So if you can just tell everybody a little bit about what you do and a little bit about your background.
Okay, cool. So I'm Kenn Collier, Outsourcing Strategist. I'm the owner of IHR Buddy, which is the #1 Black-owned virtual staffing company in the U.S. But essentially, I help business owners free up their time, help them gain more freedom, so they can enjoy life.
Bet. So listen, it's very, very special why I got Kenn Collier here today, because actually 3 years ago, for those of you guys who don't know, I haven't physically edited a video for my clients in the past 3 years, right? It's all because of knowing things about outsourcing with Kenn. Kenn has showed me things about outsourcing, helped me go overseas and hire my first employee overseas, right? From there, I've been able to scale my company. I got, around 15 employees now, editors, versus like doing everything, right? So can you talk a little bit about what is outsourcing, what is virtual assistant for the photographers and videographers who don't know?
Okay, so outsourcing is essentially having someone else do the work that you don't want to do. One, because, hey, you don't have the time to do it, or you're not great at doing it, right? And essentially, it's a whole lot cheaper a lot of times when you can outsource things versus doing it in-house. So that's what outsourcing is. But one of the things I do is I help business owners build teams with virtual assistants, right? So they can outsource their workload. And what a virtual assistant is somebody that can work for you, do what you need done from a computer or a desk, someone that works virtually.
Okay, bet. Because right now we're in DR right now.
Yep.
We're in Dominican Republic, and your team is doing all the work for you. You just
So I got a 100+ team full of virtual assistants. That allows me, one, to do what the hell I want to do when I want to do it, right? Be able to travel, be able to spend more time with my family, with my kids, and don't do the things that I don't like doing, right? That's what my VAs do. They just step in and help get things done in my business.
Hence, that's why I'm here, right? So once I start hiring my employees, listen, I've been at the crib doing nothing. Right? I'm talking about eating chicken wings, Kool-Aid, sodas. I mean, just literally doing the most, okay? So just want to let you know, if you want to sit at the house and have a bad diet, do what I do. No, I'm playing.
You want to do what they do, hire a virtual assistant. You can do it.
Hey, so listen, y'all, we're gonna get in the VA. So the whole purpose of my podcast, man, is to try to help photography and videographers grow. So I want to know a little bit about your story. I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, and then we can jump into how it can actually help photographers and videographers, the things that you do, right? Because it helped me. So one, I want to know how you got into entrepreneurship and business.
Okay, great. So like most people, right? They step out there and say, hey, I want to start a business for a few different reasons, right? One, they want to create generational wealth for their families, right? They want to have freedom. And a lot of times, if they was like me when I was younger, I couldn't get a job, right? So I was forced into entrepreneurship. You know, father at 14 years old, high school dropout, became a single dad to my daughter at 19 years old. So I didn't have a lot of education, I didn't have a lot of resources, right? I didn't have a lot of things in place to be able to get employed. So I was kind of forced into entrepreneurship. That's how I actually got started, my journey from the beginning.
So what would you say that, because I was like that too. I was definitely similar there, like as far as like I'm in a small hometown, dropped out of college twice, ain't really nothing I could actually do. Even though I did graduate from high school, it still didn't do me any good. So what would you say to that person who maybe they're working a job or maybe feel like there's no way out? Like what would you say to that person? They're a photographer, videographer, they got a camera, they want to jump into entrepreneurship, they know they don't like their job, they don't feel like it's a way where they can actually do better. What would you say to that person?
Now I would say this, if you're striving to be an entrepreneur, 3 things, right, that you got to learn as an entrepreneur. 1, never be afraid to ask for help, right?
Okay.
2, first, be able to identify what kind of help you need, or be able to identify when you need help.
True.
But secondly, never be afraid to ask for help. And thirdly, know how to accept help when help is given to you, right?
For real.
Like Brandon do each and every day. He teach videographers, right? Of course, now he travel the world and get paid to do it. But before, he was just giving out information, helping anybody that needed help with videography, right? So I would say that's the one key: be able to identify what you need help with, seeking the help, and not being afraid to get it when it's given to you.
Yep, that's real. I love it. So now, what was your turning point in your life where it felt like things kind of went downhill, right? Where it's like, yo, this right here, I don't know, kind of took a turn for the worse, and how did you overcome it?
All right, so I ran before I got into outsourcing what I do now for the last 3 years. Like I say, I was like most entrepreneurs, right? Got a business, want to scale, want to grow, but necessarily didn't have the team, didn't have the system, didn't have the processes in place.
Right.
And that was me 3 years ago, right? I had a business,
True.
I wanted to scale,
Right.
but I didn't have a team. I had nothing in place. Right?
For sure. Yeah.
So I ran a successful credit repair company for 5 years. As of 3 years ago, an event happened to me that changed my life, right?
Really?
3 years ago, I lost my son, mom, and my best friend, right?
Wow.
So when you talk about being a parent, when you talk about being a father, like...
Hold on, was that all at one time? Like, when was that? You lost your mom? You lost your son's mom?
No, I lost my best friend, which was my son's mom.
Oh.
So I became a single dad, right?
Oh.
Real single dad. And it was hard. I'm dealing with grief. I'm grieving, dealing with my kids, going to counseling, trying to make sure everybody good.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I had 600 plus clients that cared about nothing besides, hey, what's going on with my credit report, right?
Wow.
So I'm at the funeral, I'm getting text messages from clients. I'm in counseling, getting text messages from clients.
You was done. I know you was like, bro, this is
done. I'm sitting next to my son, we crying together, I'm still getting text messages from clients. They don't care, right? So I was at a point where I was burnt out. I was like, man, forget this. I'm burnt out, right?
for real, yeah.
And one reason I was burnt out because, I needed a week off, I needed 2 weeks off, but I ain't have a team in place. I ain't have nobody that can step in and take over for me when I took my break, when I needed my break to get my mind right. So like it literally like kind of drove me crazy, right?
Yeah.
Depressed, stressed out, all type of stuff going on. So I did what I didn't want to do, and I sold my company, right?
Okay.
I sold it just to have more freedom, have more time, because I didn't have a system, a team in place.
How you do that?
And I just woke up one day and said, hey, I can't take it no more. Let me get
I'm
out
saying,
of the
but
business.
like how you sell a company? Is that a thing?
Yeah, definitely a thing.
Now, how you do that?
So you got to always have an exit strategy when you get in the business, right? But my thing was I always was around other entrepreneurs in credit repair, people that were striving to get into credit repair, right? They wanted to start businesses, and I just brought to them what I had. I already had clients. I already had the process, right? I already had the branding. I said, hey, you can have it for X amount of dollars.
I'm about to sell something right now.
But yeah, so I essentially sold that business. And the only reason I sold it, because at the time, I didn't have anybody in my business that could kind of step in and help me out.
Yeah, got it.
So anything I do moving forward, I always say, anything I do, I'm going to do it right from the beginning, building a team, building a process and the systems right from the beginning.
Bet. You want a white man?
Yeah, but I'm sweating,
you right here, you right
down.
Yeah, I know it's hot up in here. Listen, y'all, we in the dungeon, okay? In the dungeon, basement. Nah, but real talk. All right, so this is the part where, I want to help other photographers and videographers grow, right?
Yeah.
So how can photographers and videographers use virtual assistants to their advantage?
So here's the thing, right? When you're a videographer
Or photographer.
or photographer, right? There are things that you're doing in your business, one that you may not be great at doing.
Message.
Right? Or something that you're spending hours and hours out your day doing that you could easily train somebody else how to do. Right?
Yep.
I think whenever we start any business or whenever we start to hire, we got to find out, one, why we need to hire, right? What are we looking for? Are we looking to get our time back?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or are we looking to just bring somebody in to outsource and do the things that we're not great at doing, right? So if you're a videographer, you're a photographer, first find out, okay, what is it that I'm doing in my business that I need to stop doing so I can save time?
Yeah.
Or what can I hire someone else to do? So first thing is identify what you need help with and why you need the help.
So a couple examples could be editing.
Yep.
It could be contracts, invoices. Could be talking to clients on the phone. Could be customer service. Could be emails.
Yep.
Just name a few.
Copywriting.
Yep. Anything for your photography videography business. I got it running.
Yeah. And I mean, virtual assistants, man, they can help you do anything, right?
Yeah.
From writing books, ebooks, setting up your website, just doing admin work, generating leads for you, social media, just about
leads,
anything.
Websites and everything.
Everything.
So that means if you're struggling to get clients, you can have a VA come in and actually help generate leads for you. And then you can use that to be able to get more clients?
Yeah, definitely. Help them generate leads.
What's a hack?
Virtual assistants, they just like us, right? Just like any other person. Everybody has a different skill set.
Yeah.
Everybody has something that they're great at doing, right? So you can always hire your virtual assistant that already got experience in marketing, already got experience in social media and lead generation. Bring them in, right? They already got the knowledge. You may just need to train them on your system, your process, your target audience, who you're trying to reach.
Hold up, you
and
said
let them go
system.
and do the work.
Hold up. We gotta make sure. Hold on now. He going over your head because y'all need to have a system in place.
System.
Okay.
Yep.
I've talked about it, right? I've talked about it. I'm talking about more in the podcast. I'll talk about on my Instagram. You got to have a system in place in order for you to get to this level right here. But it's not that far to get there. Keep going, brother.
No. So system, all it is SOPs, right?
Yeah.
Standard operating procedures,
Okay.
right? When we think about, let's say, for example, McDonald's,
Right.
Wendy's, any restaurant, right?
Okay.
Whenever you go in and order some, your hamburger's gonna be made the same exact way, right?
Yeah.
Mustard, ketchup, flip the burger, however you do it, right?
Yeah,
It's gonna be
same
made
jump.
the same way no matter what
Right.
restaurant you go to in the United States, right?
Facts, yep.
But it's because when they hire people and people come in and train, they got a system in which they train them on, right? You know how you look at the training videos?
Yeah, you got
for
the
a
training
couple
video.
hours before you get hired.
That's crazy. I ain't touch a burger, bro. I was like, when I came in, they put me in the back.
Yeah.
I worked at McDonald's. They put me in the back, and we just watched like 2 hours worth of video.
That's all it
They
is.
left me in the room. I was
Yep.
like, this how I do burgers?
That's how you do it. But all it is a system, right?
They
They
had it in
created a
place, man.
system, created standard operating procedures,
Yeah.
let you know exactly what you need to know, what you need to do, so that no matter what happens, right? Anybody that comes in, they can do that process the same exact way the last person did it. Standard operating procedures. They will have systems in place.
That's heavy. That's heavy. So that means if you guys are focused on being creativity, being creative, stop being so creative and focus on creating a system. That way everybody gets the exact same thing.
Yep.
I think photographers videographers get mad at that though. They don't want to do that. Because they want to be creative every time. They want to be.
It's great to be creative, right?
Mm-hmm.
But whenever we got a business, there's things that we do, right? We got non-generating tasks that we do,
Right,
right?
okay.
Then we got revenue-generating tasks that we do, right?
Okay.
If you're creative, right, that's
Okay.
part of, creating revenue, right? The more creative you are, the better videos you put out, the better clients you get, right?
Okay.
So you can focus on being creative, right? But then just have somebody else do the other work, the other stuff that you're not great at, the other stuff that's not generating revenue, right?
Sure.
And I think like the biggest reason videographers and photographers struggle with that, right? Because they never had someone come in that can do the stuff that they want to get done, right? They
Yeah.
never really started delegating, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
once you start delegating, you can be like, damn, I'm never going back to doing editing
For real.
videos
No,
again,
for real.
right?
Yeah.
But the first step is getting somebody in, delegating a few tasks to them one at a time, till you figure out, okay, this is what this person is great at doing. If this person is great at editing video, okay, cool. I'm gonna have you continue to edit videos, right? If you're not great at editing video, but you're great at creating content for social media, I'm gonna have you create content for my business, right? So
go.
that's the main thing. Figure out, hire somebody first, and just give them a bunch of stuff. Start delegating, right?
Okay. That's lit. Okay. So before we jump into how we can actually get into like hiring virtual assistants or whatever, because that's actually what you're coming to do, so I don't necessarily have to segue into that, because that's gonna be right. That's gonna be the outro. Okay. But I got this segment where it's called Who's Trash in your industry, right? So in your industry, whether it's staffing or whether you was or credit repair, whichever industry you were in, or maybe it was previous photographers and videographers that you had recently.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about what things that they did that was just trash?
Oh man.
Listen, you know what's coming. You know
Oh,
what's coming.
man.
Okay. You want to start with photographers and videographers that you had come out?
Yeah, man, I had a videographer come out
Okay.
to one of my events,
All right.
right? They was out shooting, but while they was out supposed to be out shooting for me, they was out networking, getting numbers, doing a whole bunch of stuff, and they missed.
They get into the bag.
They get into the bag, right? And they missed almost all the great gems and all the good content that I was dropping. They missed all of that because they was out getting numbers, shaking hands, passing out cards, and all of that stuff. And
They get into the bag. I
Get to
ain't
the
mad
bag.
at you, player.
Get into the bag.
You got to get it.
yeah. So that videographer was trash.
So listen, y'all. You gotta be respectful when you at these events, you're at these places, man. You're here for a client. The client already paid you,
Yeah.
right? You can wait till after you get off work to start networking, right?
Yeah.
And they missed everything.
Missed everything.
So it was
right?
some stuff that went down.
It
Like,
was the stuff that went down. Like, dang, I wish they caught. I looked around, I ain't even seen them.
cause that's the whole reason why you hired.
That's the whole reason why I hired them, to be there at the event. And it's okay to get out of network and do that, but
Yeah.
make sure your client is taken care of first.
Yeah. What about anybody in your industry, whether it's credit press space, which you were in previously or now in the staffing space?
I would say in the staffing space,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of. I would just say there's a lot of people that are now trying to get into the virtual staffing industry, right?
Oh, really?
I'm seeing a lot of companies and a lot of people pop up starting companies, right?
I'm seeing that. Yeah, I'm seeing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They think it's easy, right?
Yeah.
And listen what I'm saying. Just like any business, you got to have a system. you got to go through the headaches. You got to go through all that to perfect your company, right?
Yep.
But what I've been seeing is a lot of people get into this space, don't know what they're doing, right? They ain't even got a team for their own business, but they're trying to help you hire virtual assistants and build a team for yourself, right?
You trash.
You trash, right? You trash.
So listen, that's it, man. I appreciate you coming on. Can you just talk about how we can actually get started into hiring a virtual assistant, remote work, or whatever, for our company as a photographer and videographer, whether we need editing done, whether we need admin work done, emails done, where can we go to get that?
Hey, first off, like I said, first identify what you need help with, right? Start to identify that. I always say this, right? Right now.
Before we jump, how much does that cost? Like, we need to know, like, how much is that?
And you can actually hire your full-time virtual assistant on your own, right? And we can walk you through the process and everything. But you can hire a full-time virtual assistant on your own for less than $500, $600, $700 a month, right?
Okay.
On your own.
Is it like full-time, part-time, or?
Actually, that's full-time. Full-time. You can have a full-time staff, 40 hours a week, for less than $400 or $500 a month. Yep. And they say, how's that possible, right? It's easier and it's possible to do that when you can hire from overseas, right? When you can hire individuals overseas, what a pay rate and the minimum wage is a whole lot cheaper than hiring from the U.S.
That's right. That's right.
Right. So that's how you're able to get individuals to work for you full time for less than $400 or $500 a month. Yeah. But I would say this, right? Whenever you decide to hire, one, identify what you need help with. And I always tell people to do is, right, write down a list of everything that you're doing in your business on a day-to-day basis, right? Whether you're doing marketing, emailing, reaching out to clients, whatever it is, write a list down. Highlight everything green that you like doing and that you're great at doing.
Oh, wait, hold on. You begin the strategy, y'all. Hold on.
Strategy, right?
Green, everything green you like doing. Okay, got it.
And
green.
you're great at doing.
Okay.
Next, highlight everything red that you're not great at doing and you don't like doing.
Bet.
Right?
Bet. I got that.
And then what I want you to do is, on that list, write down the things that you want to happen in your business, but you're not currently doing them because you don't know how to do it.
Ooh.
Right? And highlight that yellow.
Okay.
Then what I need you to do is go and put a $sign next to everything on that list that actually generates your revenue. Put a $sign next to everything on that list that's generating your revenue, whether it's reaching out to clients doing sales, right? Showing up at events, whatever it is, put a $sign next to everything that's generating your revenue. And the reason you want to do that is, one, whenever you start to hire someone, it's always easier to train somebody on the stuff that you're great at doing, right?
Okay. Oh,
wow. And a lot of times we spend the more time doing the things in our business that we're great at doing because we love doing it. So we do it a whole lot.
For sure. Right.
So usually that's the first thing that you kind of want to outsource to somebody.
Okay.
I didn't
think about that.
That's kind of the first thing you want to start training somebody on how to do, right? The things that you're great at doing. Because it's easy to train somebody on that if you're great at doing it.
Right? Dang, that's a bar.
So that's the first thing. Go ahead and identify that. Secondly, there's a few different places you can go and find VAs from. One, I got a software that we're launching May 1st called VA Job Market, where you'll be able to go on, sign up, create an account as a business owner. You'll be able to shift through thousands and thousands of candidates, virtual assistants. Every virtual assistant that's on the website is trained, right? They got to start by their name. So if they're applying to be a social media manager, they go through a whole training course where they get certified as a social media manager. If they're a video editor, they go through a course throughout editing training, and they get certified to be an editor, right?
Yeah, nice.
Whatever the case may be, go here. You're able to shift through candidates, right? Find out who you like, put a job application on there, and they start applying. But outside of my website, there are a few other companies you can go through. One, and I'm gonna say this because I used them a whole lot. This is how I learned a lot of my game from. Right? VA Online Jobs PH. That's one. And other sites, other places you're able to look for virtual assistants from. Just go to Facebook, right? It's absolutely free. Go to Facebook. If you go to the group.
It's a hack.
Menu. Type in virtual assistant jobs, jobs in the Philippines, Filipino virtual assistants, whatever it is, you're gonna get groups that come up with hundreds of thousands of virtual assistants in a group.
Yeah.
I've got a group on Facebook with over 7,000 virtual assistants in it. I hit y'all buddy for virtual assistants, right? What you're able to do, join a group, just create a simple job post, right? In the job post, list, okay, here's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Here's what I want to hire.
Right.
Here's how much I'm paying, right? And just post your job in the group. And you're gonna get hundreds and hundreds of candidates that hit you up looking for a job. It's the easiest searching you can ever do.
That's a hack.
Right?
That's a hack.
So after you create your job posting, right? You gotta get a bunch of candidates, right? Shift through the candidates, find out which ones you like, go through the resumes, look at some of their previous videos they edited, some of their previous photos they edited, right? Find out the ones you like. When you find a few that's okay, go ahead and here's something else, right? You always want to do, right? This is what I do to find the best candidates.
Hack tactics. It's about to get hack tactics. What we doing?
One, it's all right to find somebody that's great at editing and photography, but you also want to find somebody that's great at details, right? So I always tell them this, right? Send in a minute and 30-second video telling me about yourself, your work experience, what you like doing, right? And when I'm looking for, of course, one, I want to make sure they pay attention to details, right? If they go over a minute and 30 seconds, they don't pay attention to details, right? I go ahead and edge their application out.
Hack.
Right? Right?
Hack.
And in the video, I'm looking at.
If they go over 90 seconds.
If they go over 90 seconds, they done because they don't pay attention to video. They don't pay attention to details, I meant. Right? And as a videographer, photographer, as anybody that's working for someone, you want somebody that's pay attention to details, right? I can take somebody that ain't an expert, but if they pay attention to details, if they can follow instructions, SOPs, and directions, I hire that person all day long, right? So that's the first thing, pay attention to details.
Right.
And of course you want to see their personality, right?
For sure.
You want to make sure if you're someone that's gonna be on the phone with you, reaching out to clients and things like that, you want someone that can communicate really well, that can speak really well, right? That can sound American, right? And then that's what you're looking for. Shift through the videos, take about 2 or 3 people, set them up with an interview.
I know this thing's supposed to be. I know we were supposed to bend them. We already had an outro, but check it. Like, are Filipinos like? Aren't they like not good in English, or like did they go to college? Like, what's the benefits? I guess.
So a few things, right? In the Philippines, education is free, right? Most education is free. So most Filipinos, they love education, right? A lot of them have college degrees, some have college experience, right? That's the first thing. So they take education very serious, right? Yeah. If you're in the Philippines and you get into a trade or get into an industry, that's probably the industry or probably the trade that you're gonna do for 10, 20, 50, 30 years down the line, right? They usually focus on one thing and then they see you excel with that, right? Secondly, as far as the communication, right? Most Americans speak better English than I do. I mean, most Filipinos speak better English than I do.
Yeah, because you from the country. I thought I was country. I thought I was from the country with a K.
Hey,
See, country.
Yeah, and they're more hip to our culture in America. They're more hip to our culture in America. So if you're looking for a videographer, an editor, a photo editor, a video editor, it's great to hire from the Philippines because they're used to our culture, right? They can communicate with us. Most of them speak really great communication skills. So that's one of the best places to hire an editor from, the Philippines.
We can go on and on, man. It's just about like how people been burnt with all this stuff. Like a lot of people just been like, they've been trying to hire like virtual, but they've been burnt because they don't know what they're doing. Like, what are some of the things they're doing wrong?
I would say this, man. Like one of the things that you may be doing wrong is you may be wrong. And what I mean by that is we try to hire people to come in and do things for us, but we don't even know the direction we want our business to go. We don't even know what we really want them to do. We just hire them, say, come on in.
Dump a whole bunch of prep. Do all this.
Ain't got no systems, ain't got no instructions. You ain't investing in the right products for them, and things like that. So one, get that together.
Yeah.
Another thing is you got to learn the process of hiring, right? It's easier to get a good person when you hire a great person from the beginning, right? Yeah. It's easier to have a great person on your team then when you hire a great person from the beginning. So hiring the person is the other thing, right? And there's so many other things you need to have in place, man, as far as security, how you pay the VAs, and all of that stuff. That's real important, man.
Yo, so we gonna cut it off. I'm gonna have you on another one. I'm gonna do about 50. I'm gonna bring you on to episode 51. Okay, because we gotta finish. I got questions about how you pay them or whatever. Of course, I got a lot of my systems, but I want to know how your business is broken down, so that way other photographers, videographers who look at this, they can actually learn from it and they can know more about hiring. Because there's not a lot of photographers, videographers actually hire people. Yeah. They don't know how much it costs, what that process look like, and I appreciate you coming down and just and breaking that down. So tell everybody where they can find the name of your company if they want to hire somebody. Tell them the name of your company and things of that nature, man, and take us on.
So again, guys, I'm Kenn Collier, Outsourcing Strategy, owner of iHR Buddy, the #1 virtual staffing company, soon to be the #1 virtual staffing company in the world, right? But you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, find our company everywhere, ihrbuddy.com. iHR Buddy stands for International Human Resource Buddy. Mm-hmm. I also own a software we'll be launching in May 1st, VA Job Market, where you can actually go here, search, hire, and find your own VAs.
Dang. Just like that, y'all. So listen, man, I'm your host, Brandon Shot Me, and just like that, man, y'all respect the shot, I respect the shooter.
Let's go.
We lit!